welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review, and I'll be reviewing the BH Cosmetics and Daisy Marquez palette. This just dropped on February 28th, and I made sure to get my hands on it because if you haven't seen this palette, it is amazing. And I'm blown away by this. Watch this, guys, okay? See, this is the cover, right? Watch this. It comes off and it's a mirror, okay? But not only is it a mirror that comes off of the palette, you see this little area right here in the palette? Okay, so that actually clicks in to there and it becomes a little vanity. How cool is this? This is pretty awesome, you guys. I've never seen this been done before in a palette, but you know, Daisy just did that, so congrats to Daisy Marquez and BH Cosmetics on such an awesome palette. And now that it's open, let me show you guys the shades. These are it right here. Perfect for spring and summer, but also you even have shades for fall and winter. So if you see here, there are also some darker matte shades. And personally, I think this is a pretty good mix of different colors for you to use for every single season. And I mean, who says that you have to wear a certain color during winter and fall? If you want to wear these colors, wear these colors. The shimmers are really beautiful. I mean, look at this shade right here though, guys, this slime shade. I was so drawn to this shade. That's why I'm using it today, because I'm really into like a neon green yellow right now. So I definitely wanted to incorporate it into this look. This is my favorite thing ever. You guys know how much I love mirrors with palettes, and the fact that this one comes off and becomes a vanity, or you can just hold it and use it, that is amazing to me. And then we have the cute little cover, because this is of course Daisy's favorite color, and that's why there's actually a shade in here called Daisy. It's like that Tiffany blue right there, and it's actually called Daisy. So I thought that was pretty cool. She really added a lot of thought into this palette, which I appreciate. I think a lot of other people will appreciate that as well. I watched her video explaining exactly how she broke down this palette, and I was like, oh my god, genius. Such good ideas that she put into this palette. So yeah, I think this is really, really great. So if you'd like to see a little tutorial using the BH Cosmetics and Daisy Marquez palette, please keep watching. We are going to start by prepping our eye. I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm going to apply some of this onto my eyelid here. And then taking a flat brush and blending that all over my eye. Then I'm going to take some of the Beauty Bakery Yellow Setting Powder, and I'm just going to set that really quick. And this is just a very light amount. I forgot to put on my earrings. Hold on, I gotta put these on. If you haven't noticed yet, my face and everything else is done today except for lips, which we'll do at the end of the video. Once again, I wanted to focus on the review of the palette and nothing else. So to begin, I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Naked right here. And this is just to kind of give a little bit of a more even transition. So this isn't really like my transition, but I like to put something like this to make the canvas nice and even on the eye. Make sure you tap the excess off of the brush because there is quite a bit of it. And I already did this eye off camera because I wanted to make sure that I got the look that I wanted to do correct. Now we're going to go in with a Morphe M514 brush, and I'm going to take the shade Dulce right here, just tapping into a little bit of that. And this is just going to go above the crease. So this is like your real transition shade right here. Basically just packing this on. Now we're going to go right into color. We're not wasting any time. We're going to go right into the shade Karma right here. We're going to take this really bright, like fiery orangey red almost, right here, called Karma. Dipping very lightly into that. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start packing it not yet blending it, mainly packing it slightly above the crease, like right underneath that dulce shade. We're just packing it like that. You can start to blend that in to the area right above the crease. So this is almost like kind of blending into that dulce shade too. Now we're going to go in with, this is a Mikasa E310 pencil brush. I'm going to go in with the shade Passion Fruit right here. This is kind of like a more purpley plum shade. So this is going to go directly into the crease. Just like that. And I actually like to pack it on first. Before blending. So I slightly pack and then I kind of blend in. So I've kind of noticed that these shadows have a little bit of fallout, so just be careful when you're applying the shadows. I already have my makeup done, so there's not much that I can do about it, but if you are trying out this palette for the first time or haven't tried it yet, just keep in mind that you should probably do your foundation after your eyes. So I'm going to go back in with that brush that we used to blend in the Karma shade, that red shade. I'm just going to go over the edges of the Passion Fruit shade and just making sure that it's diffused and there's no like harsh line in between. See that? It's like there's like a gradual connection, like a gradient. You don't want any harsh lines at all. So the next step that we're going to do is we're going to cut the crease. This is always the hardest part, but this is a cut crease look. So I will be taking my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, grabbing some of that onto a flat brush. This is so hard. And I'm gonna place some here in the middle, look up, and there is my line for where my crease ends. I'm gonna start to stamp it along the lid to create that full cut crease. Okay, so the crease is now cut. I tried to get it as similar as I could to this one, but you know they're not always the same. Let's be real here. And I'm just gonna set that concealer that I applied onto the lid for that cut crease. Okay, so now is the fun part. We're gonna add the cool shimmers that go onto the lid. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some spray, and I'm just gonna spray this MAC 248 flat brush. And I'm going to be dipping into the shade Slime right here. Honestly, to me, that's the coolest shade in this palette. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start applying this onto at least more than half of this cut crease on the lid. The shimmers are pretty good. I want to say that the shimmers are better than the matte shades. I'm feeling like they're slightly more pigmented and a little bit more buttery than the matte shades are. So the key to this is just packing it on until it has that really nice vibrant color. So the next thing we're going to do is to fill in the rest of this area here on the lid. I'm going to go in with the shade Icy right here. This shade right here, and we're basically going to do the same process that we did with this Slime shade for this area here. So just packing it until you get that vibrant color that you want. I'm just going to go over the Slime color one more time to make sure that it's as vibrant as I need it to be, and to make sure that that connection between the Icy shade and the Slime shade is diffused well, which isn't so hard because they're both shimmers. So they kind of just do the blending themselves. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab another more pointed crease brush. This is a Bella Cosmetics Pointed Crease 120 brush. And I'll be going in with the shade Bittersweet right here. So this is almost exactly like the Passion Fruit shade. It's slightly darker though. It's like a little bit more plum. And I'm just going to tap this into the outer corner of my eye here. I am tapping it and softening and diffusing that harsh connection between the slime shade and the outer corner of my eye. So this Bittersweet shade is nice, but I want it to be slightly darker, almost like the color behind me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that black shade Matter right here, and I'm just going to take the tiniest little dot, like barely touching it, and this is going to be blended into the outer corner like that. Do you see how like the smallest amount got enough of that product on there to create that shade? Once again, just packing that, not blending it. So you see now we have a slightly darker shade, more like a darker plum on the outer corner of my eye, which is exactly what I wanted to achieve. I'm just going to lightly go over the edge here and make sure that everything is blended out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take whatever is left on that pointed crease brush and start to slightly bring that down into the lower lash line and smoke it out. Before I continue on with the lower lash line, I'm going to prep my lash. This is the Mega Babe lash by Bold Faced Makeup, and if you haven't watched my other video before, I kind of explained it, but the Bold Faced Makeup lashes are special because they have a thinner band with the same 3D lash style that we all love so much, and that's what's really cool about them, is that they won't feel as heavy on your eye. And personally, my eyes are kind of small and they're really sensitive, so this thinner lash band is like way better for my eye, which is why I love to use them. I use them like every single day or every single time that I do my makeup. So I'm gonna wait for that lash to get tacky, and in the meantime I'm going to apply some mascara to my own lashes. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara, still my favorite one ever. And apply some to mine here. And then we can continue on with the bottom lash line before we pop on that false lash. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in with my pencil brush, and I'm going to take the shade Bittersweet one more time and just lightly dust this across the lower lash line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sigma Wicked Gel eyeliner. I'm going to grab a Sigma E06 wing liner brush and some of that Wicked Gel eyeliner, and I'm going to pop some of this into my waterline. So next I'm going to go back in with that pointed crease brush and the shade Bittersweet, and I'm going to smoke this closer to the lower lash line to blend in that liner. Lastly, I'm going to grab some of that lighter Passion Fruit shade and just apply some of this. So now let's go ahead and pop on our false lash. So the last thing that I did on my eye on this side was I added some yellow into the inner corner of my other eye just to keep it colorful and to try something new. This is the shade Flower right here in the palette. Alright guys, so this is pretty much the final result. This is definitely different for me, and I really wanted to step out of my comfort zone today and play with some color, which is why I added that yellow in the inner corner, which I'm not even sure you can really see it. That's like the only thing from this palette that has kind of been like tricky for me, is getting that color to really pop. I tried everything, but I packed on as much as I could, and hopefully you can see at least a little bit of it. So yeah, I really wanted to try that new pop of color in the inner corner that's really on trend right now, so I thought it would be really cool. I also was mesmerized by that slime shade, so I absolutely had to do it. Like, look, even my nails are neon right now, so I knew that I had to use that color for this look because it totally drew my attention the minute I opened the palette. The shimmers were awesome. I'm not surprised by that. The shimmers are always like my favorite in any palette. They are very nice and buttery. They were pretty pigmented. The colors are great. Spring is right around the corner, so these colors are perfect for that time, spring and summer. So, but you can even do fall looks with this palette still. It doesn't have to be spring or summer. Those are the colors that obviously stand out to you because they're the brighter ones in the palette, but there are some good shades in this palette that you could do for winter and fall. Other than that, I hope you guys really liked this video. I really liked this palette, and of course my favorite thing is the detachable mirror that turns into a vanity, or you can just use the mirror wherever you want to hold it, to place it somewhere. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed this. This is the first time that I've ever seen anyone do this before, and Daisy really killed it with this palette. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, comment down below, and hit the bell for notifications so that whenever I post a video, you guys are the first ones to be notified. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!